All right. I have an amazing opportunity here to sit down with Michelle Leske. She's a retreat leader. She has a retreat coming up in November, uh, and it's Awakening of the Goddess in Egypt. And I can't tell you how thrilled I am to have this conversation. You've got to listen to the end because this this is extraordinary. So which is really what we're all about here at Viazara, kind of showcasing extraordinary experiences by these amazing retreat leaders. So, Michelle, thank you for having this conversation and sharing out what you're doing. Can you maybe just tell us about yourself a little bit and about your upcoming retreat?
Okay. Well, basically what I do is host retreats. I started off in Egypt. I've branched out. I'm leaving for England on Tuesday. I've got a retreat going on there for nearly 2 weeks. Yeah, and the more retreats that I do, the more I want to do because I can see how it's really changing people's lives.
Yeah.
I'm based in South Africa,
Yeah.
so people from all over the world come. I've had lots of people coming from Canada, from USA, Australia, and I'm hoping to have more people coming from Europe.
That's great.
Yeah.
I spent some time uh, reading about this retreat that you have coming up in Egypt in November, and I was just taken back by the number of exclusive spots, sacred spots that you're able to get access to, and the depth and breadth of that retreat that you have. Tell us more about that. Give us some more insight into this retreat. If anybody's looking to go to Egypt, this is the way to go.
Yeah, so basically we've got 3 private entrances, which means that we get special permission from the Egyptian government in order to have the site to ourselves. So it would only be our group. The first place that we're going to is the Paws of the Sphinx. So normally as a tourist, you would never get near the Sphinx. You would view the Sphinx from a platform. But we have special permission to go in between the paws. We do a meditation there. We connect with the Sphinx. And that's for 2 hours. And then obviously we can explore the area, which the general public just don't get to do.
Yeah.
And if you go on your own, you'd need to have megabucks to do that. So as a group, we split the cost, obviously, and then it does make it affordable. And then the next place we're going is into the Great Pyramid. That will be in the early morning, 5 o'clock, before anyone's even awake. And then we'll explore from the subterranean chamber of the pyramid, which I don't think anybody really does. Everyone just goes up to the very top. So we'll explore the Queen's Chamber, the King's Chamber, and the subterranean area. And the reason why I like to do the subterranean is because you have to crawl along a very narrow passageway where there's no lighting. And that's an excellent way to just let go of your fear and trust.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people, not a lot, but there are a couple of people that think they can't do it. And then just with encouragement and support, they do it.
Yeah. That's so
we
interesting.
explore all the areas. And then normally in the King's Chamber, we do sound healing as well, or chanting. And then the last place that we have a private entrance is to Abu Ghurab, which is the site of one of the sun temples in Egypt.
Wow.
And also people don't even really know about it, but it's mind-blowing. It's really mind-blowing.
Yeah. That's really interesting. you are such an interesting person with such a great background. I was, reading about, how you got into leading these retreats, and tell us about your inspiration. How did you get started? Why are you doing this?
So I went to Egypt in 2011 with a group. It was a spiritual group. So I was expecting what I offer, but we had none of that. There were no there was one meditation, and there was no like healing or anything going on like that. And then, but the main reason why I decided I wanted to do this was because of the healing that I received there.
Yeah,
Without even expecting anything to happen, I just thought I'm going to go and see the pyramids, and I'm going to go and see some temples, and I'm going to see the Sphinx. I never expected the miracles and the
mm,
magic
yeah,
that was performed on me when I did my first tour there. And I just decided that this is the way forward for me. I want to bring people to Egypt. I want them to experience that beautiful energy, that healing energy, that you just heal spontaneously
yeah,
because the energy there is phenomenal.
yeah.
So
That's wonderful.
yeah,
Yeah, that's really, it's so inspiring, and I love the fact that, you know, people go on your retreats, uh, sometimes on an annual basis. It sounds like they love it so much, and there's such an amazing outcome
yeah,
from the retreats, and you really, the thing I love about, I've done a lot of traveling, and I really, worldwide, and so when you get people into that environment, and sure, you get to see the culture, and you're traveling, and it's interesting, but really you're also getting out of your comfort zone, and you're
yeah,
opening up, and you're open up to new ideas, and you're really finding your center much more easily in that environment. And so that's what I love about what you're doing. And can you share a little bit about, those outcomes and the kinds of successes that people have in going on your retreats?
Um, so what you said was completely correct about being out of your comfort zone. So also it puts you in touch with people that you've never met before. But somehow these people that come on my tours, I'm not sure about other retreats, but it feels like soul family
Mm-hmm.
that had a contract,
Mm-hmm.
and we all get together because the groups always just gel so beautifully. Um, so what I've seen with people is there's one person in particular that's been on, I think she's been on 4 or 5 of my retreats now.
Mm-hmm.
And she wouldn't contribute because of the culture that she's grown up in. Women are nothing and should be cooking in the kitchen and not doing these kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
And she's actually, it was the first time that she ever traveled. Well, she's traveled the world extensively,
Mm-hmm.
but never on her own. So
Mm.
it gave her the courage to be able to do things on her own without the support of her husband or her family. And so she's been on quite a few, and she's even going on courses in England now on her own,
Mm.
arranging, booking her flights, booking her hotels. And before, she just used to rely on her husband to do that.
Yeah.
I've also had people that have completely changed jobs or left the corporate world and realized that it's fine to do what makes their heart sing
Yeah.
rather than what's bringing in the money.
Right.
Um, just so many people that have changed
Yeah.
phenomenally. Their lives
Yeah.
have turned around.
It's
And
interesting.
mine
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
too, quite
Yeah.
honestly, because I mean, I was a school teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and then I left that, and then I started doing a little bit of garden landscaping until I went to Egypt the first time. And I must be honest, the first time I went, I was petrified as well. I was petrified of flying.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never flown that far. I'd never actually traveled on my own either. So it's mind-blowing what it can do for you if you just say yes.
Yeah, so essentially what you're doing in a way, I mean, aside from being a really fun trip and seeing some amazing things and really learning and growing, the growth part is really a part of that is empowering people to have that
Exactly.
confidence to do what they want to do, to find what they want to do, and understand that you're building those blocks, those confidence blocks. I love the awakening of the goddess, although it sounds like men are invited too.
They are. No, they really are. I've had look, not a lot of men come, but the men that have been have just loved my tours. They've really loved my tours, and they don't come for an ego thing. It's because they've been called. They've been called by their soul. They've been called by their heart. Enough nonsense now, enough ego now. It's time now to let all of that stuff go, and that's why they've been.
Yeah. How did you
Yeah.
come up with what was the inspiration behind the name Awakening of the Goddess?
I can't really say. The name just actually popped into my head one day. And it was maybe divine inspiration, or I don't know what it is. I really can't tell you. It's not something that I sat and pondered.
Yeah,
It just came to me.
yeah, yeah.
And so it's basically becoming your divinity. It's becoming a person that is knows that they belong here, that they are worth more than what they believe and what society has told them that they are. So the retreats are half sightseeing, and then the other half is focused on self-healing,
I see.
letting go of stuff that no longer serves you, letting go of stories that you've been told and stories that you've made up about yourselves, that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that you're too fat. Letting go of those kind of things. And every tour has got a different theme. And the theme comes for me to me when I'm busy doing the manual. It's not something I sit and think, oh, what should we do this time? What should we focus on this time? It's just something that comes to me, also divinely guided. And it's phenomenal how it's exactly what the group always needs.
That's really beautiful. Well,
yeah,
I thank you so much for taking the time and letting more people know about what you're doing. It's so incredible. I encourage anyone out there who's looking at this. Where can they find you? Where give some contact information. Where should they go?
they can go to my website. That would be the best. To goddessawakeningretreats.com.
Okay,
So
great.
that's one
And
word.
we'll include it in the comments too, so you'll have full access. But just go get the details. If you're thinking about going to Egypt, I can't think of a better way to do this. If you also have on your mind that you some self-healing awareness, just everybody's looking for a little improvement here and there. So just to better their lives. So it's really fabulous. Really appreciate this, and look forward to having more conversations on it.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Thank you, Ron. Thank
Bye.
you for your time.
Bye.